Well, joining us in studio now is Dani Tylim. She is a former student from the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. Dani, thank you so much for joining us. Dani, certainly that experience, but maybe even more so in this past year from that time has been a life-changing experience for those students at that school. Talk about how your journey over the course of this year. Yeah, so this year has just been like a roller coaster. I can say from this year I'm totally burnt out emotionally and mentally. It's just been really hard. It's something that's so hard to kind of like process in your mind and like continue on, because there isn't a day that goes by where you don't think about it. It's kind of become like who we are. And it's just been a healing process, and it continues. It's always going to be there. It's never going to go away. I wake up every day and it's on my mind, and the victims are on my mind, and it's just on my mind how this could have even happened. And for it to be a year, I can't even believe it's been a year. It's gone by really quickly, yeah. Have you kept in touch with other of your fellow former students? Have you been able to share with them what the life in the wake of that experience has been like, and how to try to get through it, how to try to move forward? Yeah, so for sure, I still talk, even though like I'm done, I've graduated, I'm living in Israel right now, but I talk to my friends all the time about it, especially my friends and people who were there, because coming and talking with people, your new friends from college and your new friends from your gap year, they don't understand. It's really hard to connect with someone who wasn't there. So I keep in contact with my friends who were there that day, who went through the healing process, who were there, who went to the funerals after, and we just talk about, and we all have like the same feelings, and we can really connect and like lean on each other to understand how we're feeling. It's even hard to talk to my parents about it, just because they weren't there and they don't get like the fear that I felt. Talk about that fear a little bit, because one of the most insane and unbelievable things about America is that so many kids now have this fear of going to school. Yeah. Not for being taunted or bullied, but for being shot and killed. Yeah. How do you live with that fear? How do you get over that fear? I mean, I live with the fear now that like the fact that it happened in my hometown and in my school, my safe place. No, I'm definitely, like, when I go outside, I'm always on alert, like looking, what is that person holding? What is that person gonna do? He has a backpack, what's in his backpack? I do live with fear, I have to say, because of what happened. And it's so sad to say, but like the feeling of having the fear is valid because of what's happening and how easy it is to get a gun, and how, in like the US, and I just think the fear is valid. And how can you not have the fear when you've seen what happened, and then trying to make change happen, but not getting to where we want it to be? Dani, the shooting sparked so many debates, be it gun control, be it about school security, be it about dealing with mental health issues. Some of the students have taken very vocal roles in the debate. Others have sort of stepped back from it. But I wonder, in a sense, is a society putting a little, maybe too much pressure or too much exposure, or expecting too much from the students of that incident, drawing them into these various debates? I think that they are sticking up for what they think is right, especially the kids that went to my school went through this. They have every right to be explaining how they feel, and kids need to feel safe. Like, we are going to school, and that's what we're told to do. As you know, as a kid, you're told you need to go to school and get that diploma, and we're doing that. So if we do that, the one thing that we should know is that we're safe while doing it. And the fact that we don't feel safe is insane. So I think my fellow classmates have every right to say how they feel, and every kid in the U.S. has a voice, should have a voice to feel safe. And it seems like even more like that, what we saw in the wake of Parkland was not just that they have a right to have a voice, but that maybe that's the only way that change is actually going to end up coming, because it doesn't seem like the generation above them has quite done enough to be able to actually stop it. Yeah, well, like I said, I've been saying, like, on February 14th, the adults failed us. And like I said, like you saw in there, the kids had to fight for themselves. No one went in for a really long time to help the kids. It was really messy. And so
Yeah, so the kids had to like fight for themselves, and the adults failed us, and that's not how it should be. You know, the adults are always supposed to protect us, yet now all of a sudden, like, our childhood got turned upside down, and now we're the adults.
Yeah.
In a sense.
I have to say, it's hard for me not to think on a personal level when sitting here and talking to you. I was in school about a 20-30-minute drive from Littleton, Colorado, when Columbine happened, and Columbine was kind of, for many of us, that first real event, that school shooting that sort of started them all. Those images and what happened there, and there was such a deep sense of shock after Columbine, and it's really hard to believe, although it's obviously very real, that so many years after Columbine we're here having this conversation about not just that shooting in Parkland a year ago, but as we mentioned, many mass shootings that have happened since then. Dani Tylim.